Hello and welcome back to Broken Sword. After a somewhat extended hiatus. Sorry about that. I had originally intended to put like at least 2 of these out every week when I first started this, but it seems we have gone 2 weeks without an update. So let's get on with it. So to recap, we've just come back from Spain after discovering that chalice hidden in the tomb of that countess. So now we've brought it with us back to Paris. We're not entirely sure the mystery of her ancestors has anything to do... Sorry, not entirely sure that the mystery of her missing ancestor has anything to do with the current Templar plot, but George seems to have promised to find them anyway, so now we've got that to worry about. Let's talk to this priest again.
Hello again, Father.
Bonjour, monsieur. How pleasant to speak to you again.
Did you know that the center window conceals an image of a man burning at the stake?
The burning man?
What, you knew?
That there was a hidden image? No. But the church has a reputation for being haunted. Many times people have claimed to have seen a burning man in the window. But when others they look, there is nothing. Perhaps the light has to be just so for the figure to appear.
Yeah, or maybe you need a special lens.
I thought we already spoke to him about that. I guess not. Anyway, check out my chalice.
What do you make of this chalice?
It certainly looks very old.
About as old as this church, I think.
There seems to be an engraving on it.
Yeah? What does it say?
I do not know, it is very tarnished. With your permission, I could try polishing it. I promise I will be very careful.
Yeah, go ahead. Let him polish it.
That'd be very good of you.
This shouldn't take very long. Feel free to look around.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. So while he's doing that, let's have another look around here. This is the statue that we used the lens on, that we found in the Bull's Head Hill. If you remember, changed the way the stained glass window looked.
A Knight Templar burning at the stake, and a date.
But what if we were to examine the statue a bit further?
The Templars were demonstrating a pretty good grasp of physics. If the dissolution hadn't happened, we'd have had cold fusion power last century. A statue of a knight holding a staff and a scroll. A scroll was a symbol of scholarship. I knew that much. A scholarly knight. That rang a bell. A very Spanish bell. Well, I could have just taken the end off the staff, but I wanted to be sure what I'd be getting out of vandalizing a church, other than deported. On the end of the staff was some kind of disc with a cross on it. Around the base of the disc was a hairline crack.
Are you done yet? Boy, you.
Hello again, Father. Hey, thanks.
It is my pleasure, monsieur.
What was the writing on the chalice?
It was not writing, my mistake. It was a coat of arms. The remarkable thing is that it seems very familiar.
Yeah?
Oui, I think I have seen it on that wall tomb in the far corner. That winged horse.
You don't
is
say.
distinctive.
Boy, what a shine you got on this.
Merci. It is all in the wrist action.
I bet it is. Anyway,
Catch you
let's
later.
go examine that
Au
tomb.
revoir, monsieur.
I'm assuming he means this one.
No. It couldn't be. Could it? Now that my attention had been drawn to it, there was no mistake. There was no name on it. But the coat of arms was undeniably the Pegasus of the De Vasconcelos family. I'd found the last resting place of Don Carlos. My eye was drawn to the biblical references carved into the edge of the tomb. Hey, maybe these biblical references mean something. Psalms 32:7, John 4:11, Corinthians 1:4-5, and just one more, Psalms 22:21. I may not be perfect, but I've got a memory like a steel trap. The chalice had led me to these inscriptions, but it looked like a happy coincidence to me. After all, the De Vasconcelos arms were already on the manuscript. Nope, I was still convinced that the chalice had some significance all of its own.
So it looks like we found the Countess's ancestor.
Okay, let's have another look at those references. Psalms 32:7, John 4:11, Corinthians 1:4-5, and just one more, Psalms 22:21. The chalice had led me to these inscriptions.
Okay. Well, whatever that inscription means, we probably won't find out until we get back to Spain. But before that, we have more business to attend to. Let's go visit Lobanu again at the museum. We haven't seen him in a while. Okay. Let's show him our special cup. Also talk to him about what we found so far. I'm sure he'll be interested. Oi, rat tail.
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie.
Talk to him about Baphomet first.
While I was in Syria, I discovered a strange pagan statue. It was like a head with 3 bearded faces. Horrible.
That sounds as if it could be Baphomet, the idol described by the Templars.
The poor Knights of Christ had an idol that looked like that?
Allegedly. The description of the idol came from the evidence extracted by the Inquisition. Mind you, not one statue or idol was ever found on Templar property. Until now, that is. Just last month, a statue of Baphomet was unearthed right here in Paris.
Where?
At the Institut Hermétique de Naval. The statue is beneath the foundations. It was discovered by some workmen while renovating the building.
Okay.
Can you tell me any more about the statue of Baphomet?
It's a fearful image, even now, a bearded head. The base of the statue is carved with Templar symbols. One of the workmen noticed a curious stain at the base. He claimed it looked like blood.
Blood?
That's right.
Oh, how cheerful. Here, check out my cup.
What do you make of this cup, Andre?
It's a 14th century communion vessel. Spanish, probably.
You sure know your onions.
Is that all he has to say, really? Oh, that's a disappointment.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
I think we have a dig site to go and visit right here in Paris. There it is. Site de Baphomet.
The painter didn't seem to regard the painting as too important. Not as important as a cigarette break, anyway.
What have you got there?
The painter had a pot of gunmetal gray primer hanging from the barrier. There was a dumpster full of debris, from the excavation, I guessed. A well-used wheelbarrow was sitting by the rubble-filled dumpster. The gate was surrounded by some pretty fancy ironwork.
Seems like this whole building is pretty fancy. Hey, you.
Excuse me, could you help me?
What is it?
I've got a few questions. You're doing a fine job.
Merci. I have my professional pride.
I don't think I've ever seen a Gauloise smoked so stylishly.
It's a natural talent.
I'm being sarcastic.
I'm being indifferent.
You're very good at that as well.
Merci. Vive l'indifférence.
So, what are you doing here?
I am having my break.
Yeah, I mean when you finish your break.
When I finish my break? An interesting concept, monsieur.
You'll probably need to think about it.
I could have another cigarette while I consider. Perhaps tomorrow too?
Okay, let me put things differently. What were you hired to do here?
I was hired to keep the archaeological dig in the basement of this building clear of debris, and to touch up damage to the door frames with my little pot of paint. It's a very responsible job. Unfortunately, I'm not a very responsible person.
What does the word Templar suggest to you?
Templar?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, you're a whole lot of help.
So what do you know about the excavation?
I know they won't let me in to do my job. I would complain to my union, but là...
You couldn't be bothered to join.
Right. Tell you what, though. I'm surprised at the sort of people interested in this excavation.
What's unusual about the visitors to the excavation?
None of them look like archaeologists to me.
Do you know what an archaeologist looks like?
Three-piece suits, crocodile-eyed attaché cases, Rolex oyster.
But no archaeologist dresses like that.
Quite right, monsieur, quite right.
So, who are they?
Who cares as long as they pay me?
Spoken like a true journeyman. Who gives a shit as long as you get paid?
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Yes, it's a communion chalice. I know, you know, I used to be an altar boy.
You?
Yes, me. What's so funny about that?
Nothing. Have you seen this man before?
Yes, he asked me a lot of questions, just like you.
Ah, so Khan has been here.
Has a guy calling himself Merlin been nosing around?
Was he wearing a t-shirt with "My name is Merlin" on it?
I doubt it.
Then how the hell am I supposed to know his name just by looking at him? Huh?
He has got a point. Shake my hand.
I was pretty sure the Shaken Shock had shot its bolt in Syria.
Aw. Hand buzzer is dead. But we still got it for some reason. Oh well, maybe it will come in useful somehow.
Be seeing you.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Let's go downstairs and investigate.
A dumpster with some debris in it. Yep, that was definitely debris. I couldn't see any use for a collection of dirt and half bricks.
Hey man, you never know.
The doorway was full of assorted old tea chests, cardboard boxes, and so on, all empty and all uninteresting. A thermostat was mounted over a radiator. The radiator was pumping out heat as the thermostat was cranked right over to full. No wonder it was warm in here, even with the door open to the chill of fall.
Seems like a waste of energy to me.
A guard stood by a door I guessed led to the excavation. He looked pretty pompous. Well, not so much pretty, just pompous. That guard had been put here to guard something. My guess was that the excavation was behind that door. There was a closed door with toilet scratched into the cheap veneer.
That door's locked, monsieur.
Interesting. Talk to me about this locked door.
Hi? Excuse me?
Oui?
So, what exactly are you doing here?
I'm guarding. You expect to find me shearing sheep?
Take it easy. I just didn't realize you were a guard. I'd like to know what you're guarding, please.
That's a secret.
It wouldn't happen to be an archaeological site, would it?
Are you asking me or telling me?
I'm telling you.
Then why ask?
I had a feeling this was no normal hole in the ground. It sure is hot in here.
I have to have the door open to allow the workmen access, so why not? I turn the heat up.
You could wrap up warm.
I have my gloves if it gets cold, but why bother when it's warm anyway?
What do you know about the Knights Templar? There was a long pause during which the guard said nothing. Then he said,
Nothing.
Nothing at all?
Is this a test?
What, like a history pop test?
No, like a test.
Okay, yes, it's a test.
Then I know absolutely nothing about the Templars.
I think this guard has been told not to talk about the Templars.
The guard was being amazingly evasive. It was going to take more than goodwill to get past him.
Like, specifically told by someone to not talk about the Templars if anyone asks. Interesting.
Have you seen this man before?
Oh,
You have.
no.
Have you seen...
Oh,
You have.
Okay, so,
Do you recognize this name?
Merlin. No.
well, that got us nowhere.
Trying to get into a locked washroom. I had the strongest feeling of déjà vu. I'd like to use the washroom, but the door's locked.
Oh, that's no problem. You can have the key.
Thanks.
That's something you don't see very often in games. A helpful guard.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Just because they're paid to guard places doesn't mean they have to be dicks about it. Guy's just doing his job.
There was a big old boiler used for heating the building. The thing felt really hot. Big demands seemed to be being made on it. The shovel used to feed the furnace was stuck into the pile of coal. Capacious as my pockets were, I didn't figure I could cram a shovel in them. A huge pile of coal lay in the corner to fuel the boiler. Real high-tech stuff. I didn't need to get near to tell the toilet needed cleaning.
Gross.
Being in a charming comfort station like this made me think fondly of the toilet in Syria. That place was kept in pretty good order. At least, it had been until I vandalized it. Still, it was all for a good cause. A bin stood in the corner. It didn't look like it had been emptied for a while.
Yet another clue that this game was written by an Englishman. Americans don't say bin.
I wasn't that interested in what might go into a restroom's garbage to investigate. A hand dryer was mounted on the wall. If the Club Alamet had used one of these instead of a roller towel, I'd probably still be stuck in Marib. A filthy wash basin hung on the wall.
Gross.
I didn't want to use that unless I really had to. Oh boy! Dirty soap! How do they do that?
Dirty soap? My word, we want that. Let's have a look now.
It was the bar of soap I'd stolen from the washroom of the excavation site. On the keyring was a big old key that looked like it might fit the excavation door.
So, we need to get this key off the keyring. However, we can't just take it off the keyring, otherwise the guard will notice when we give the key back to him. So what we need to do, we need to either make a copy of the key or create a replacement key. So what if we first take the key and use it with the soap?
I made an impression of the big key in the cake of soap.
If you hadn't guessed, I already know the solution to this puzzle. I'm just pretending like I'm figuring it out right now. But I'm sure you already knew that. So, now we've got an indentation.
The bar of soap had the imprint of a key in it.
Let us use what we have left of our plaster of Paris on the soap.
I carefully sprinkled the plaster into the soap mold I'd made of the key.
And use our plaster cast on the basin. Man, that guard outside must be wondering where we are. He's probably outside thinking, man, that guy really needed to
It had taken a
go.
while, but I had made myself a completely unconvincing plaster key. Way too fragile to use in a lock. I'd have to substitute it for the real one. Trouble was, it looked like plaster and not metal. Then again, that plaster statue in Syria hadn't looked like stone until I'd been a bit artful with it. Maybe I could improve the key as well.
Hint, hint. Anyway, at the moment there's nothing more we can do in here, so let's leave.
Hey, monsieur, don't go with my keys.
Oh, whoops.
What is it?
Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
So,
It was my plaster copy of the excavation key. Trouble was, it looked like plaster, and it felt like plaster.
this is probably one of my favourite puzzles in this game. It's quite clever. Takes a while, but I think the solution's quite clever.
It was my plaster copy of the
So if you remember,
gunmetal paint. Interesting.
let's try dipping our plaster key into the paint.
Hey, monsieur, get away from my paint pot.
Okay.
I should think so. Meddling with a man's paint pot. Puh.
Hi, it's me again.
What now?
Ah, okay. I thought I could talk
Be
to him
seeing
about the
you.
paint, but I guess
What,
not.
monsieur?
Well, we know what we need to do with the key, but now we need to distract the worker. How would we do that? Let's give Nicole a call.
Do you mind if I use the phone?
Be my guest. I'm paid to guard this door. The phone can look after itself.
Kular.
Hi, Nico. It's me. I'm at the excavation site.
Hi, George. What's happening?
I'm at the excavation, but they won't let me in.
Damn. We need to know what's in there.
Don't worry. I've got a scheme. I'm going to need your help, though.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
I want you to keep somebody on the phone for a while.
Who?
A painter. I need to get at his pot.
Oh, okay.
Stay on the line. I'll go and get him.
The plan is afoot. If that's the saying. I'm not sure it is. I think I may have just mixed two different sayings up.
Hi, it's me again.
What now?
You've got a phone call.
For me? Are you certain?
It's a woman. She sounded hot.
What woman? You must be mistaken, monsieur.
Well, she asked for that hunk of a man with the nicotine fingers and his ass hanging out of his pants.
Certainly sounds like me. Stand back. It wouldn't do to keep the lady from her hunk.
Okay, now he's gone. You can use his paint.
The plaster key had soaked up the paint nicely, and now looked pretty convincing. Still felt like plaster, though.
So it looks convincing, but the second the guard takes it in his hands, he's going to know it's fake.
To well, monsieur, what a strange woman. She was all over me, and then suddenly, nothing but abuse.
Really?
What? Abuse? Ah well, I have a cigarette to finish. And monsieur, if she calls again, I am not available.
I'm pretty sure he threw that cigarette on the ground. He looks like the guy who would pick up unfinished cigarettes off the ground. Oh well.
Hi again.
What is it?
Could I have your keys again, please?
I need to use the toilet again.
Again? Already?
I have this problem. How technical do you want me to get?
Never mind. Here's the key.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Okay. So...
Quickly and without fuss, I swapped the fake key for the real thing. Now, I'd substituted the fake key for the excavation key. It looked okay, but felt false.
that is a problem. He's going to notice almost immediately after we give it back to him. He did say that he has a pair of gloves on him in case he felt cold. So what if we were to mess around with the thermostat?
I turned the heating off.
Bingo. It doesn't really make much sense though, because really he would have seen us turn the thermostat down. So... oh well. I guess he just doesn't like confrontation. So he decided to put his gloves on instead. Which is weird, if you're a guard. Anyway, let's try our luck.
What is it?
I held my breath and hoped that he wouldn't notice the substitution. Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
Success. So now how the hell do we get in this door?
I didn't think that the guard would just let me waltz past. Besides, I had a hunch that door was locked.
Hmm. Let's try calling the coal again.
Hi, Nico. It's me again.
I'd guessed. What do you want this time?
What did you say to the painter?
I shan't repeat it, Josh.
Look, I need to get the guard out of the way. Could you call back and ask him to get the painter again?
Okay, I'll call back soon.
Like the guard, you're standing right there. He must have heard you talking to her. He knows. Like he was standing right there. He must have heard us. Oh well.
This looked like a good place to watch things develop.
Hey, you! It's the phone.
Yeah? Who is it?
How should I know? What am I, your social secretary?
It's not a chick, is it?
Yes, it's a woman. Are you going to answer it?
Does she have a warm, sensual voice like molten chocolate?
Yes, she has a really sexy voice. Now get a move on.
I'm not talking to her.
I can see that. You're wasting time talking to me.
No, you don't understand. I refuse to talk to her.
You refuse. You refuse. I'm wasting valuable time.
Don't make me laugh. Your time valuable? You just stand around all day.
I have a highly responsible job. Pah! Don't pah me, you elephantine oaf. My job is important.
Impossible. They would have hired somebody competent in that case.
Meaning what?
Instead of which they hired a dismal rent-a-cop like you. All epaulettes and no brains.
Why, you...
This looked set to carry on for some time. It was too good an opportunity to miss.
Okay, let's get in there.
Some planks used to make the catwalk were leaning against the wall.
What the hell?
Oh, great. More dead people. Although the gendarmes weren't likely to pull in any suspects unless they had a time machine. This guy must have been here for centuries.
You think they would have taken more care of the body instead of just dumping it in this pile here? Huh.
In the middle of the floor was a weird mosaic, all swirling and distorted. Close up, the pattern didn't make any sort of sense. It fanned out around an axis point, a kind of focus to one side. Now there's a familiar face. There was no doubt about it. It was the same sort of idol I'd seen in Syria, Baphomet. The Templars had certainly been through here.
There's a tiny little circle at the base of the idol. Now, if I know my Indiana Jones movies, we're meant to put something there. Who wants to bet it's the cup?
And there it was, decoded by the curves of the chalice. The image of a church. I found out what the chalice was for.
You've solved the puzzle?
Yeah, there was a distorted picture at the Baphomet site. When I viewed it in the polished surface of the chalice, it changed.
What did it show?
A picture of a church with a square tower. Look at the chalice now, Nico.
What happened? It's shiny.
The priest at Montfaucon buffed it up for me.
That's incredible.
Yeah, looks as good as new.
No. You found a use for a priest. That's incredible.
Steady on.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Pretty sure we decoded most of the individual images in this thing. Let's just make sure.
That's the clue that led me to the bull's head in Syria.
Okay.
That's the clue that led me to Spain. That's the clue that led me to the statue of Baphomet and the reflection in the chalice. That's the gem that Pegram found in Lochmarn. That's the tripod we borrowed from the museum. That's the lens I found on Klausner's body in the bull's head. That's the face of the statue I saw at the bull's head.
So we've pretty much decoded all of the individual images on this manuscript. So, really, we shouldn't be too far off.
I guess I'd better return the chalice to the Countess.
Hurry back, Georges.
Right. Back to Spain, I guess. So, this game's very, very quickly approaching the end. I'm assuming there's probably only going to be one, possibly two more updates after this one. So, we very nearly finished this game.